They decided my private creek crossing was their commercial highway, so I decided to turn their construction schedule into a nightmare. When I left for a week-long fishing trip in the mountains, the steel beam bridge that spans the creek on my property was quiet. It was a sturdy, single-lane structure my grandfather built 50 years ago to access the back 40 of our timberland. When I came back, the peace was shattered. The bridge was shaking, coated in mud, and groaning under the weight of massive dump trucks. My quiet land had been turned into a construction thoroughfare. No phone call, no permission. Just a section of my fence cut down and a construction traffic-only sign pounded into my soil. See, the developers next door were building a massive luxury resort. They had realized their main entrance was too steep for heavy machinery, so they helped themselves to my flat ground and my bridge. I was livid. I drove straight up to the site trailer and found the project manager, a guy named Kyle who looked at me like I was a nuisance. "We needed the access," Kyle said, barely looking up from his blueprints. "We reinforced the decking for you. Besides, that creek is a public waterway, so the crossing is public domain. We're doing you a favor improving it." Public domain? He was dead wrong. I own the land on both sides of the creek. That bridge is private property, maintained by my family for decades. I didn't yell. I just nodded, got back in my truck, and drove home. Fury is best served with leverage. Kyle forgot one thing. Concrete has a shelf life. And tomorrow was their big foundation pour. That night I didn't sleep. I drove my vintage, immobile bulldozer out of the barn and parked it dead center on the bridge. Then I removed the battery and locked the engine compartment. At 6 a.m., the chaos started. A convoy of 20 cement mixers backed up down the road, engines idling, drums spinning. They couldn't cross. Kyle came running down to my house, red-faced and screaming, "Move that dozer. We have 50 grand of concrete that is going to harden in the trucks in an hour." I sipped my coffee on the porch. "Can't do it, Kyle. Mechanical failure. Besides, it's a private bridge. I wouldn't want your insurance to lapse." He threatened to call the cops. I handed him my property survey and a copy of the trespassing statutes. "Call them. They'll be here in 40 minutes. Your concrete sets in 30. Kyle turned pale. The drivers were honking, panicking that the cement would ruin their drums. He had no choice. "What do you want?" he hissed. I pulled out a pre-written contract, a retroactive usage fee, $5,000 per day for the last week, and a $500 toll per truck moving forward. Plus, you repair the fence. He signed it right there on the hood of his truck. I fixed the bulldozer in 2 minutes. Now, every time a truck rumbles across my bridge, I check off another payment on my clipboard, smiling as I fund my retirement with their impatience. If you love seeing big developers pay the price for cutting corners, hit that like button and subscribe for more.